What are you talking about?
What?
So Kriya. What were you saying about Kriya?
Oh, another important thing is that the way people pray today, just by like bending over and just like or just nodding their head on the baruch atah HASHEM,
Often is barely even a nod.
or nod, or whatever you want to call it, is not the way it's written in the Gemara, or even brought down in the ha-halakha, the way the Rambam brings in the ha-halakha, the Rambam actually goes into more depth how a person should pray b'kriya than the Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch just brings it as like, okay, yeah, we should do kriya, whatever, but he doesn't explain exactly what kriya is, how the Rambam goes through, and Meqoroth brings out what kriya is, and hidan, ishtahavaya, and all these things.
But if you look in the Gemara at the sources of it, it's explicit in the Gemara.
The Shulchan Aruch, Moshe Karo, he expected people to understand.
They look in the Gemara where it says the king when he does Korea and the Amidah, he stays down.
He stays down the whole time.
It quotes a pasuk for the basis of it, and it's Shlomo HaMelech on his knees at the dedication of the Beit HaMikdash.
So that's these are something which I feel also will give people more kavanah of tefillah, because that's one thing I think is lacking today in tefillah, is that when people are just praying, they're doing it, they're skipping things. As I said earlier, the thing is skipping things. So when people skip one thing, they'll skip another thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Happens,
domino effect.
It's a domino effect. It become lax, not just in tefillah, in other aspects of different mitzvot that we have.
Also, when you Korea, it helps to kind of wake you up. Like if you're standing in one movement, like constantly doing the same thing, whether it's slightly shuckling, as they call it, swaying back and forth, or just standing still, it's easier to like kind of get lost in your mind to wonder. But if you Korea, that like helps you refocus.
Yeah, it could be. You could do that as well.
Depends on the individual, of course, but at the end of the day, though, that's what's in the meqoroth, the source of the halakha.
And it's always. I think that's also an important aspect which is totally missed down on today. The kriya, and if you just look at the baruch. Another word for baruch is also the same letters. It's baruch,
which is knees. Yeah.
It's not happened coincidence.
Right.
They're the same.
No, it's not a coincidence, obviously.
If you think like any other person in the world, or any other kingship, or what do you want to call it, when they go to their king or to whatever it is, how do they pray? They get down on their hands and knees.
Also, I believe the word lichroa, which is the Hebrew verb used there, right, to like bend down. I think even that word also is from an Aramaic word for knee, if I'm not mistaken. Kire. I think it's kire, something like that.
So like anyone that's actually praying, or they're going, get down on their hands and knees.
Yep.
And because why? What is the purpose of prayer? We're putting ourselves as in a mindset as we're like a slave in front of HASHEM. I mean, we're nothing. We're saying, HASHEM, please help us with this. We're praying for this. We're praying for for everything that's written in the tefillah. Who are we? We're nothing. And if we were going to be standing straight up, then dude, we're like a king. But when you're actually bowed down, we're belittling ourselves. We're nullifying ourselves, no matter who we are in our daily lives, in work, or in our factories, or whatever we do. But when we come to prayer, we're in front of the Melech Malchei Melechim. And when you're actually praying down, and your head is actually right in front of the floor, we're nothing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we? So that's another thing which I think is missing.
But aren't we only allowed to kneel or bow in the temple in Jerusalem?
That's something else. That's bowing completely on stone.
Okay, so with your face pressed on stone with nothing separating.
Yeah. That's
okay.
If someone's bowing on tiles, it's more of machlokas. It's really like.
But you could always just put like something between your face and the tile.
Even a tissue, or or whatever. But the whole keta with what you're bringing up is about face on stone is things that they would do during idolatry times. So
right.
People do idolatry, just so it wouldn't look like that. But
shouldn't we not do it because Muslims do it? I mean, Muslims prostrate and bow, so shouldn't that mean we shouldn't do it?
Why?
I'm playing devil's advocate, my opinion.
There's no concept as if we have a mitzvah or we have a halakha that because the non-Jews are doing something for us not to do it.
Because at the end of the day, we'd end up not doing almost anything.
You can't.
There's actually a quote in the son of the Rambam's book, of HASHEM, where he says that no custom, not only law, but not even customs that were instituted by the Talmudic sages or even the prophets in the Bible, should be abandoned just because the nations have adopted them. He says that explicitly.
Yeah, no, there's no. We have the Torah, we have the ha-halakha, we have the meqoroth. So what?
I mean, it'd be great if they adopted everything, you know, as long as they
If
recognize
the Pope,
where they get it
let's
from.
say the Pope tomorrow would start putting on tefillin, we're all gonna stop putting on tefillin.
Well, say the Pope starts wearing a kippah. Should we stop wearing kippot? Oops, he does. He already wears a kippah. We should not wear kippot. same logic.
No, so yeah, it's just a stupid question.
Arabs don't eat pork, so we should start eating pork. You know. תזכו למצוות.
חזק ברוך. כולכם
ברוך תהיה. מועדים לשמחה.
חגים וזמנים, זה סוף.
יאללה ביי.